you know what?
I think he'll be
Trucker's
fine.
a good old boy.
Yeah, he is.
Why would you think he would have any other opinion but, hey, this is small town. This is how it is.
Well, he's going to see my home, and he's already met my family for the most part, but it's my son-in-law's birthday, and we're going to a brewery, and
I think you guys will get hitched.
Oh.
It's a truck joke.
I don't know about that.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy, the #1 sugar dating podcast in Ecuador and the rest of the world, where we pull back the curtains on the good and the bad. And Vivian,
shocking,
the oh so shocking, shocking stories of sugar dating. Yeah, they are very shocking.
Long time no see, Viv.
Well, hello,
Hi.
Lily. How are you?
I missed you.
Hello, everyone.
Vivian, where have you been?
So many places.
You know, our fans are like really growing to want to know more about Vivian and what's going on with Vivian and Kevin. And
Yeah, I bet. It's very interesting. I'd be interested.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that interested when I listen to my own voice on the show, but I will say it's interesting.
Well, hey, Kevin is actually here, but he's outside on a business call. So we started without him.
Right.
Let's get the
Let's
good
get
stuff
the good out. Okay.
So now you can say what you really want to say.
Say anything you want.
Without
we
him
promise
staring at you.
We won't tell.
Yeah, we won't tell.
Yeah, we won't tell. Okay. I don't know. What do you want to know?
So how's the working relationship going?
Great. It's going really great.
Because you guys not only work together, but you are lovers.
Yes. And we kind of live together.
And what do you mean kind of?
I mean, my stuff is there and I stay there.
But you do know I have mail at my house because
Yes.
I have your mailing address.
I know. Well, legally, technically,
Yeah.
I'm living with Marcus, but
I haven't seen you in a long time.
no. Yeah, I've been gone. I mean, I've been here and here. It's been over maybe almost 2 months now that I've been here since I've been here.
Yeah.
This is summer. So I've been traveling, visiting family from my northern state that I'm from. And then we've been traveling a lot for work. So between Indiana and DC and I think maybe Hawaii thrown in there one time in July or whatnot towards the end. So
Now, you guys have been traveling to different places, right?
Yes.
You haven't been traveling together.
sometimes we travel together and sometimes it's separate. So like next week I'll be gone for a week and he'll be here.
So
And
really, are you seeing them that often?
in the beginning, we saw each other, I'd say, all the time. And then there was a big gap the last month and a half or so. And then, off and on, like a few days. We actually planned a trip about 2 weeks ago because we didn't see each other for a few weeks and we missed each other.
Yeah.
So we planned a trip to DC and then made it into kind of a work thing as well.
Well,
So
you
we
look
let-
fantastic. I just
you.
want to explain a little or describe a little bit what she's got on this nice little sundress with pineapples.
Oh, there's pineapple. Yes.
And some of them are upside down.
Yeah.
I mean,
And a pearl necklace.
yes.
And her lovely
Yeah.
long golden locks.
Yeah. Are you tan? What's different about you? You look
I
fantastic.
don't know. We've been.
Maybe I just haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you. I know.
She's in love. She's glowing.
Going a little bit. I don't know. We've been living, I think, a very fun and very healthy, somewhat lifestyle. You know, we do a lot of activities together. We work out a lot, do other activities.
Okay, so
Of the cardio nature.
Of the cardio nature that take a long time.
Is the swing still intact?
You know what?
yeah.
It was, but when I left for so long, he took it down. So now we have to put it back up, unfortunately. We didn't put it back up yet. I was probably going to do it today or tomorrow.
Okay, so one thing Kevin mentioned, because he helped co-host an episode a few weeks ago.
Yes. Yeah, I heard.
And one thing he mentioned is that you seem to be attracting the eye of many of the men that you
Yes.
associate with work-wise.
Right. I do.
How is
yes.
that going?
So we work in a predominantly male
Industry.
Yeah, industry that I work for and around constantly. There's maybe 50 to 1 a female, men to female. So yeah, I do. There's a lot of tension and you play it up a little. Sometimes you wear like cuter outfits. Like when the first time I went to a few meetings of these high official can't say too much, certain buildings or locations wore very specific outfits and attire, you know, and I did get a lot of attention. It's very interesting. And especially to hear it from his end for when I walk by or what people say. It's very flattering too, obviously. But,
well, I mean,
you know, they make comments, look at that. Oh my God.
Yeah,
he's like,
hearing
you have no
it.
idea.
And he's like, all these guys want to bang my girl.
Yeah. And he's just thinking like, you have no idea. So I get that later.
Now, do you find it's having its advantages of getting you where you want to go business-wise?
Oh, here he comes,
With
guys.
which one?
All right, so Kevin has entered the building.
Wow.
There he is.
This work thing.
Look what the cat dragged in.
I got the bummer seat because you guys are
Well,
sat before me.
yeah,
Sorry,
but you get to sit next to the best-looking girl there.
I know, it's so true.
There
What a
you go.
gem. Thank you. You handed me my microphone.
With no disrespect to
You're
Lily.
a doll. You're a doll. Oh, I thought that's what you're talking about. Thank you. Hey, gang.
Oh, goodness.
So we were just getting the skinny.
Yeah, what did you say about me?
Well, while you were away, she could be
Yeah.
open and truthful
Yeah.
and honest about what's going on.
Look how nervous she got now that I came back in.
Yeah.
No.
How long has it been since you guys reunited? Because I watched your Snapchats and you were off up north
Right.
and doing all kinds of stuff.
Earlier this week, Monday, was it? Flew in Sunday night?
Yeah, so far
Just
it's
a few-
week on, week off.
Yeah.
A few
Week
days
in
ago.
DC, week off, week in Scottsdale,
Mm-hmm.
week off,
But you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
whack
right?
off.
Wow.
It's
Is that true?
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I've
Because
got,
if you were together all the time, 24/7, you'd start.
it's quantity time. You can't spend quantity time with one
Right.
another.
I mean,
Yeah.
we did have a lot of quantity time at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. And we do still now, but I think we balance it well. You know, we take breaks from each other and do different separate things around the house or outside, or, you know, it's not constant, but I also.
So
enjoy
as
company.
Kevin, Sugar Daddy Kevin being your boss,
Right.
and when he orders you to do things, is there any pushback when you feel like it's not
No.
appropriately directed, or you have different ideas, or you guys
No.
work together?
No,
really
I think
well?
we work together well. What do
Yeah.
you think?
No, go on, please.
You just
No.
want to hear.
Well, it's
before
such
you-
a tricky thing because
Well,
relationships in the
ironically, sorry to cut you off. Ironically, most of my mandates and orders are not when I'm the work boss.
workplace.
Work-wise, I really don't have to lay any instructions out at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to lay them out, but there's a response to tell me what you want. Tell me what you want me to do.
Right.
Okay,
Where
so
to
is
put
this
it?
sort of a Dom sub scenario going
No.
on here?
Oh, no.
No, it's a
Okay.
decision-making thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tell me what you like.
okay. Here's what I want to know. I need to know all the deets about the watermelons.
Okay,
Oh,
watermelon.
Watermelon discussion.
We had an episode a few weeks ago where Kevin kind of described what a watermelon was in his world. First I'd ever heard of it.
Right.
I think it's probably the first our audience had ever heard of this.
Well, I think you should preface it with Kevin started the episode with, I just needed a blowjob, and I just got one right before the episode.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, Vivian's here?
No.
I mean,
Vivian's out of town.
no, she's out of town. I'm like,
Right.
Okay, there's more to discuss.
Which led
here.
to the flow chart.
Okay, go ahead. I've described it.
Okay, so since it's been a few weeks,
Yeah.
we'll go back a little bit and describe what a watermelon is.
Okay. This started
your
when
world.
you go somewhere to a restaurant and they serve you some watermelon, or somebody cuts it for you, but you don't do the work. And then you eat the watermelon and you realize that you love watermelon, and you make a promise to watermelon that we're always going to hang out. Why don't we hang out? This is so great. And you make a promise, and then the next day you're like, watermelon? I'm like, that's a lot of work. I don't want to call them. Watermelon is a lot of work. But if somebody serves it up, you'll gladly eat it.
I don't want to go to the grocery store. I don't want to thump the watermelons and figure out which one's
Right.
juicy.
And cut
Right.
it open.
I just want the
and-
watermelon to
Right.
show up at my doorstep,
Yeah. But when you eat it, you think, why don't we do this more? And
like
then,
a fruit basket.
Yeah, and then later you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to see watermelon.
Exactly.
So there are people that are watermelons. You make a promise, you'll call them. We had such a great time hanging out. And the next day you're like, I don't want to drive to Gilbert.
Which is a suburb here
Yeah.
in Phoenix. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then there's a watermelon.
So you've sexualized it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, so
So the watermelon has to come to you. You're not going to the watermelon.
in this case, the watermelon is it's an objectification of a person. This is something that you're going to just enjoy and then throw the rinds out and never see it again. right?
I wouldn't put it in such harsh terms.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I mean, I would say a watermelon's more of a temporary friend or a friend that you're a person, individual, that you don't see often. You don't have a serious relationship or communication points with. And they're like, just random people.
Yeah. You bump into them in the grocery store.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, hey, that was fun. Thanks. Goodbye.
Well, in the flow chart, it goes, I forget what the branches are, but one is like, okay.
It starts with, do you want to get your dick
I want to get my
sucked?
dick sucked. Yeah.
Yes
Are
or
you
no?
there? No. And then it leads to,
Yes.
there's a logic array there of a puzzle. And one is it a watermelon?
Right.
Meaning, are you more emotionally connected to this person than a watermelon?
Right.
And if I am, that's a no.
Then the answer is a no.
Right. So that's the litmus test.
But then it says, is it a watermelon person and or like a professional,
A pro, yeah.
pro?
Yeah.
Then it's a yes.
That's a watermelon too.
Yeah.
So I have to hold the watermelon, look at the watermelon and the person and say, which one do I care more about? And if it's the watermelon, I can do what I want.
Oh, dear God.
Is this too callous?
Okay,
So what we're saying is,
since we're talking fruit metaphors, what kind of fruit is Miss Vivian?
Oh, man.
that's a good one.
Yeah, she's hard to characterize.
She's certainly not a watermelon.
No,
'cause
no,
there's
no,
a
no.
connection there.
Yeah.
Definitely not a watermelon.
Okay, so back to the watermelon though. Vivian.
Yes.
So you allow Kevin
Yes.
to partake in watermelon
There you go with that
Yes.
allow word again.
Allow.
when you're not.
Yeah. What's with the allow word?
Oh,
He's a dominator.
there's a backstory
Wow.
to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about that.
Oh, well, when we were on the podcast in Las Vegas, it was videoed. And so Alejandra was there. And I was talking about how I allow her to date whoever she wants. And then I got roasted when they posted that on the internet. I just got roasted by so
Really?
many people. They were like, oh, he allows her, in quotation
Yeah.
points.
You're
And
not the boss of her, sir.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
So-
Obviously, you've misunderstood the context.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'd say similar things with us. I allow him, if you will, or it's not an issue in our relationship for him to get his dick sucked by a watermelon.
Wow.
Right. So
wait,
That is
If he
a-
wants a
So there was a
blowjob,
quota, right? So
there's
Yeah.
a set quota. Because if it gets out of hand, and
Right.
it's like the girl or girls are overlapping into our relationship and my attention time or our time together, then it's not a good relationship, So I have a set quota of how many per month on average because I think that's appropriate. And who am I to say and tell someone like, hey, you got to only get blowjobs from me? That seems boring.
how do we
Not
keep
fun.
track? Do we write it on the calendar?
No,
no. I just let her know. I'm
he
like,
just lets me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, where are these watermelons coming from?
seeking.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thinking.
Now, are these new ones or past ones that you just had history
They're
with?
totally anonymous. I don't know them.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I went full anonymous.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
went
I
full
know there's a
anonymous.
girl right now in Florida that made it on new tires for her car
Yeah.
thanks to Vivian.
Yep. You're welcome, girl in Florida.
Because her sister's killing it in real estate and she needs to get to Florida badly,
Yeah.
but her tires are not going to make it to Florida. And now she's
So,
now she's there.
yeah. 'cause
All
Thanks
thanks.
to
Yep.
with the
generous Kevin.
exchange.
And she
yeah.
was a chunky redhead,
Yeah.
just so I could show it off.
Now, are you sharing photos with Vivian?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to see,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh yeah, go ahead. I mean,
Yeah, but you got to remember
it's-
this.
He doesn't pre-show me. I mean, he just says like, this is happening or this is going to go down there. And then
There is a moment as a guy where you're like, this is a total lie. This is going to crush her. And then you're like, you have to do what you said you're going to do. I'm like, do you want a picture? So I had two pictures. One was the PG, like I know I can kind of see what's happening there. And the other is I know exactly what's happening there.
yeah.
And then so I sent the first one. She's like, oh, that's really PG. I'm like, you want the second one? Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
And then I sent it and I was like, wait for it. And I thought you were ecstatic about it.
yeah. I thought it was hot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm miles away in another state.
So Kevin, you're living a guy's dream right now.
Like I said on the last podcast, if I was listening to this show, I'd be like, this Kevin guy, he's got it fucking figured out.
I mean,
come on.
look at Vivian.
Right.
I wish you guys could see Vivian.
It's unbelievable.
Oh,
She
you
is
guys-
a blonde bombshell
Yeah.
and with a body to go. And it's all natural, right?
Mhm.
Is it?
Yeah, like
You hesitated.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, like my body, are you saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
my body, face.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a different nose.
Well, yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You did the
Yeah.
little nose and chin thing, right?
Yeah.
And
No, yeah, I have a little chin
Yeah, a
implant and
little
then a
thing
nose
there.
job I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
4 years ago.
So what were the quotas? I remember once we laid this flow chart out, I was like, to maximize things.
The quotas, I believe it was
There's-
2 to 3 a month, right? If I'm in town.
Right.
And then if I'm out of town, it's,
Or I'm traveling. It's
or if we're traveling, we don't see each other for a while. Cause
now,
like,
did you guys discuss this before you got together? Or
Yeah.
was this kind of like, hey?
no, we discussed it before we got together. It's actually kind
So,
of a rollover, if you will, from my previous beliefs of my previous relationships. So my relationship I was in before I moved to Arizona, we kind of had a similar arrangement or agreement.
you allowed him to do that.
I allowed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I allowed him to get blowjobs.
Yeah, and then so I was writing some
But
code.
we were
and
together for 9 years. So
I had to do this flow chart analysis for the code I was writing, and I was like, let's kill some time here. Let me write this down. We'll start with this diamond decision-making point.
Okay, so is it limited to blowjobs?
Yeah, limited to
Yes.
blowjobs.
So that's the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
3 a
Kevin,
month.
I
So
mean, what
you
else do you
can't,
want?
like-
Right?
Yeah.
You can't like fondle boobies or any of that?
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's part of a blowjob. You know what I mean? That's okay.
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. Does he need to be handcuffed while this is happening?
No.
So his hands don't wander.
No, there's no restriction on that.
Right. So if you play it right, at the end of the month, you can line 3 up, and then the start of the month, line 3 up, and then you have to live without for a bit. But
Yeah.
I really don't need that many. Just
I mean, you still have 2 working hands.
yeah. Sometimes it's just boring though.
Yeah, it's not the same. Here's the thing: is I have a very unique, I'd say, mindset or belief system on this. On not that like monogamy is not a thing, but just that men. What were we saying? What was our conversation when I called you? We were talking about I don't know what women have with attention, but men need a certain amount of sexual release. I'd say on average, and if you have no, you say the fillet one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right. If you have filet every now and then, you just want a greasy burger.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything to the filet. You just want to eat a greasy burger and throw it away.
Right.
I've been preaching that since episode 1.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I believe that.
You don't walk away and look back
Yeah.
at the garbage can and say, "Oh, that was the best burger I had." It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just you just need to
Right.
spend some dollars. That's
I've
all.
been in an industry for many years of my life since a young teen that has been high end, I'd say like elite country clubs, and worked for kind of a lot of mild mid-level B celebrities or whatnot from the state that I'm from. And I have seen time and time again that there could be like really happy, good looking people and couples together, but they still, the men predominantly obviously, still have that urge and the want to get needs satisfied. And I think that's kind of ridiculous for women to, or just people in general, to just say like, no, they can't, for people to be mad at someone for liking something on Instagram or something, or for someone to be upset with someone about an issue like that, I just think is kind of crazy.
Okay.
You know? I just disagree.
Burning question, and this is something that we battle all the time, or we get questions about all the time. How do you justify it religiously? Because you came from a very religious background,
Yes.
as so did I, and we've talked about it with other guests. How do you justify that now? Because now your tune has changed from what it was before. You guys just seem so happy and more content.
Right. I'd say, I mean, I think a lot about logic and science with things too. Like we're not meant, like men are meant to, I mean, you're meant to get off more, a lot more, you know, and to say you're going to be with just one person, I think is pretty wild to consider. So religiously, I mean, I don't know. I don't overlap that. I think that was like a weird line.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe going the opposite way.
I mean, I went the opposite, but not totally negative opposite. No, I mean, I believe
Well,
in
the
some
scientific
things.
model.
A little, but I'm not all
Yeah.
science either. You know, I'm pretty little spiritual thrown in there. I don't know.
Okay, Squirrel, are those marijuana gummies?
No, we have an ongoing gummy bear taste test happening.
Yes, that's a Black Forest.
Just like to get your feedback on whether
those
they're.
have no
here.
artificial dyes.
We have some gummy
one
bears
of-
Are we
in
trading?
front of us.
Eat one of Marcus's brown balls.
You're gonna put your
So
balls in there.
I was working and my client gave me, they're called Brigadeiros. What are they called?
That sounds right.
Something like that. She makes those. She's Palestinian, Brazilian, and they're
Wow.
absolutely amazing. Yeah, so you got to try
I'm not
those.
going to chew in the microphone.
Yeah, but those are
Yeah,
good.
please don't.
Yeah, I don't
You'll
know
have to
that
do a
you
lot
can
of
eat
editing
just
on
one.
it. Yeah.
I like the gummy bears. They don't have any dyes.
These are great.
They have no artificial.
Aren't those good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are really good.
Here's another squirrel. I'm all over the place today. So we have this contest coming up,
Yes.
and we got a pre-party at Marcus's house, and we also have a world-renowned party planner in the room.
Oh,
So-
Vivian.
I think you should probably see if our girl Viv will organize your pre-party.
Easy.
I'll help you.
Done. Easy.
Done. She's the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You organized our last party with Kimmy's going
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, it was so fun and
That was
cute.
like in like 2 days.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Super well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So put us on your calendar. Will you guys be home all of
What's the date?
Thanksgiving
Oh, yeah.
weekend?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. It's
I think so.
Yeah.
the 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Plus, we'll
we're
be in
giving away.
California.
No, you guys are going to be here. You've already confirmed
Yes.
the party.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
It's the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Is when the party, the whole weekend.
Our clients are not going to work then. They work
Yeah.
all the time, but not
No.
then.
Not then.
No,
Okay.
they won't be working that weekend. Yeah, I guess we kind of forgot to do our plugs in the beginning. So we are running out of time. So make sure you go sign up. We've already given away 3 party packages, and we've selected, I think, 2 of them for airfare. We still have 1 left. We're going to pay your airfare. So we're giving away, what did I say, 3? So 7 left. You got time, but you better do it quickly because we're
What's
getting
the
some good
deadline?
entries. Huh?
What's the deadline?
We are going to have the deadline at, October 31st. But we may shorten that because people need time
Yeah.
to plan and everything. And
Yeah,
we've got
people
some,
could get their flights scheduled. We need to let the winners know.
yeah, we've got some really good entries, and I don't want to keep them waiting too long. So
Tell me about that data analyst.
the data analyst.
Yeah.
The one you sent to us?
Oh,
Wah wah wee wah.
yeah. You talking about the one from?
How do you spell Wawa Wee Wah?
Borat says it.
Is this the
For
one from
Kimmy.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's probably going to be a winner
Wow.
because that's
Yeah.
she has some crazy stories, and she sent a really good video in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a few. Got some out of California. We've got some out of Canada that we're looking closely at.
So what's funny is my buddy Sean, he's perpetually complaining about everything, but he's going to, he's there right now in Las Vegas. And he was on the phone with me. He's like, Vegas fucking sucks. I don't want to go to Vegas. Blah, 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 vitriol. And I was like, oh, I know someone in Vegas. You should see them. And I sent the link to,
Really?
yeah. And he was like, who is this? I'm like, oh, now you do want to go to Vegas, right? She could convert him to enjoy.
Well, I've been on Seeking in Vegas. Like before I met Alejandra, especially, I would go to Vegas and I'd change my location there because I was there every weekend during the summer playing poker. And I didn't really have a lot of time to sugar date, but I did meet a few girls. And,
he has a really hot chick in Vegas, the
Oh.
doctor's wife.
You know what's-
she is stunning.
You know what's really funny about that, though? She messaged me here in Phoenix because she's pretty well known in Vegas because she used to be, she worked at the casinos. She worked in the wedding departments. She's been there a while. And she's a model, and she did dancing, not striptease. She was in the shows. So she put her profile here in Phoenix, and then when I responded to it, she goes, well, actually, I live in Vegas. So when I went to Vegas, I met her at the Bellagio, and as advertised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever see a
I've
girl?
seen photos.
Well, and then she actually has come to Phoenix a couple times, and we've hung out. And then a lot of times when I go to Vegas, we'll just go out to dinner. We'll spend a Friday night together. It's
Nice.
a lot of fun.
Did you invite her to the contest?
No, she's married to this guy. He's like 70. She's 41, and they haven't had sex in 7-8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been
That's a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of one of her little side pieces.
Look at you being
Which-
used. How do you take it?
Oh, it's so tough.
The side bitch.
Are there
It's
any-
just so nice because it's no strings attached.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have to text her. I don't have to do any of, there's just, we go, we have fun.
So you're the watermelon.
I'm the watermelon.
You're the watermelon.
But, she goes her way, I go mine. And then, and it's so great because every time we do text each other, like, hey, I'm coming back to town. Oh, how are you? I'd love to see you, blah, 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 right? It's a really cool situation that I'd never really experienced before. So
And why does it have to be any more than that?
I know, right?
Right.
Well,
Are there any girls in the wild here around you in your day to day as you're, working and stuff that you see that you're like, man, I wish she was on Seeking?
Well, I'll
yeah.
tell you this right now. And I've told Alejandra about this a few times. So she introduced me to F45, which is the workout program, the group workout program. if you guys haven't tried that or are unaware of it, look it up. I mean, it's a really good strength and fitness and cardio program, and it's in a group setting. So you kind of almost become family because you start seeing the same people there in your time slot. There's lots of time slots. She introduced me to the one next to ASU campus. And the other day, the ASU cheer team was there working out. And I'm looking around wondering, I wonder how many of these people are on TV.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to wonder.
One,
because
it's got to be one, or
I mean,
going
because
to be one.
Arizona State University is the #1 sugar baby school in the world.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. What did your heart rate get up to?
See, and that's the thing. Increased heart rate, increased calorie burn. There's lots of benefits for that.
So many.
They're like, Marcus, you're really putting in a great workout today.
I mean, even the coaches there are like, Marcus, you're looking pretty good. You haven't missed a workout in 2 months.
It's funny.
Do you have their schedule pinned to your house? You know,
it's funny because
schedule.
Alejandra will spend the night and she's like, "What do you have planned for?" I was like, "Oh, I can't miss a workout."
No,
we gotta go 6:15.
I'm so glad you introduced me to it.
I know. Oh, she went with me today. That little scoundrel. She went with me today. She's all over me.
Yeah.
She's marking her territory. I was like, I kept having to push her away.
Yep.
Did you guys see the meme on our Instagram where the little parrot kept sliding up next to the big parrot, and that big parrot kept pushing it away, and then it would slide up, snuggle up, and the big parrot kept that's what I felt like this morning. I'm like, get off of me. I got to stretch. And she's just like, it's marking her territory.
Meanwhile, it makes you more in demand, right?
Right.
They're like, oh, wow.
I know, because all of a sudden,
Right.
the girls that didn't really want to talk to you because they're afraid you're going to hit on them, now they're just like, oh, they feel a lot more comfortable around you. Oh, he's got a girl.
Right.
What makes him so
And
special?
a beautiful young girl, too.
Yeah, I know. She was looking very good today.
Yeah.
He must be packing.
Yeah, must be.
There's something about that guy right there.
Yeah, an old guy with a young girl. Yeah, it's not the packing part.
Yeah. It's because we're so good looking.
Okay, how long have you guys officially been boyfriend, girlfriend?
Well, we had our anniversary.
We did. We totally did.
Yeah.
We did. We
You
did
had your anniversary.
No.
Running joke.
It was a joke. It was a joke. It's such funny. I made reservations and made a joke about it being our anniversary, but then we ended up canceling and doing something different, and it was just a funny thing. So I don't know, June something? June?
Yeah. 3 months?
June 15th?
3 or 4 months?
12th, 10th, 9th? I don't know. Whenever we were in Alabama.
No, that's not when.
Oh, you're right. It was after that. So
Yeah.
that was earlier.
That's when it got dirty.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. It did.
That's when I made it. I thought about being your boyfriend.
Yeah, that's when you thought about it. And then he formally asked, like a gentleman.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you do know the formal date?
Let's say again.
You do know the formal.
I feel like we could look it up.
Yeah,
I
we could
mean,
look it up,
We
yeah.
could look it up. Yeah, it's
Official
not. Yeah, I think it's in
date.
June. It's definitely June, like 10th or 15th, something like that.
Yeah.
But he's introduced me as his girlfriend too. Like, we're going somewhere tonight. to
Yeah,
one of his
movie
friends'
night at
house.
my friend's house.
And he's like, "Can I bring my girlfriend?"
He was like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "No, really? Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to believe that good old Kev has a
I
girlfriend.
know.
Yeah.
How many years has it been?
Listen, you know who can't believe it is good old Kev himself. I was on the phone. It's like when you're traveling, I'm on the phone with you. We talk for an hour or two at night, and I'm like, I'm on the fucking phone talking to somebody. This is crazy.
I know even Angie says, I've known Kevin a long time. This is a huge step.
It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
with it.
Apparently, he likes me.
I feel great about it. You know what it is? We decided it's 2 people eating a meal. We've both prepared our own meals, but we don't really like our own meals. But we like the other person's meal. So we're reaching over and we're like, this is delicious. And then we're like, why does she like my meal? And she's saying the same thing. Why does she like my meal? But we don't know why. We just like each other.
We like each other.
But we
we're
don't-
very similar, but different, but very similar. But when I did get drunk in on one of our last trips. What were you saying? You're going to say?
I forget. Go ahead.
When I was drunk and I was like, you only like me.
Oh yeah. So we were in DC, and I'll tell you what, when you have a girlfriend, you get a different hotel room than when you don't have a girlfriend. So we had this hotel, this like view of the monuments, and the patio and all that. And then you had a few too many drinks. And then she got serious face, like, I need to talk to you about something. I'm like, oh boy.
It wasn't all that formal.
Come on,
but yeah.
come on.
Yeah, okay.
So we're laying on these like chaise lounges on the patio, and she's like, here's my concerns. You only like me because I'm fun and I like to travel and I haven't been places and you have, and you like to show me these places. And I think that's the only reason why you like me. And I was like, yeah, that's why I like you.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is the concern? But you were drunk. You're like, I don't know. I was like, what are we talking about?
It was like, I got very drunk. I haven't been drunk in a minute. That's been the last time.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know what you said to me last night? Why is that an issue? Why is that concern?
That's true. Just tell me what the problem is with it.
Also, I'm young and hot, and like I really like when you're inside of me.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Soon I'll ask her to co-sign for me on something. That's
Yeah.
that's the running joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna ask me, and I'm like,
I knew it. Yeah, she's been waiting for a couple shoes to drop.
yeah. Apparently,
First was the co-sign, that I was somehow needing her to co-sign something, and then we got through that, and then we went through the terminally ill phase that I have some
because
illness that I haven't told you yet.
because you're this, but you're something different, obviously, with me or around other people, and we have this persona, if you will. And I just was like, you're so sweet and kind and nice. And I was like, are you dying?
You want something?
What's going on?
Right.
Vivian's the most skeptical.
I
It's
know.
so suspicious.
Oh yeah, very
So
suspicious.
all
you
the
know,
time.
you gotta keep your guard up just in
Yeah.
case,
Yeah.
It's good to have a healthy
Keep a
paranoia
healthy
about
guard.
you. Yeah.
Totally.
She's probably in the back of her mind still thinking she's going to get sex trafficked.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
All these things are still there.
Yeah.
They're not gone to zero. They're down to like 10,
Right.
15%.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think you brought up sex trafficking the other day.
What?
You're like that. That's how you end up sex trafficked.
Oh yeah.
There is a circuit in her mind that goes through those things.
Right.
It's like just in case,
Yeah. Just stay on your toes.
So Vivian, here you are, all because you booked an Airbnb.
I know. We talk about
That
this
is
all the time.
craziest
The
thing.
craziest thing. And I called you in advance too, because I was
Yeah.
nervous about staying at your place.
I could tell. Yeah, I've gotten hundreds, probably thousands of guests. Actually, yeah, more than I think my ratings or feedbacks is like over 1,100 now. So obviously thousands of guests.
Yep.
And I could tell you were very concerned.
Yeah. No one's ever called you in advance.
Maybe a couple people with some
Okay.
questions, but out of thousands,
I mean,
like a couple people.
I was gonna be there during Thanksgiving. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you having people over? Are you gonna traffic us? I
Yeah.
just have some questions real quick.
What is the meaning of Pizza 88?
Yeah. What's
What's that code for?
Why is your password to your Wi-Fi pizza? Is this Pizzagate?
Yep.
right? Why do you have these weird locks and codes on all the doors in your house? On every door, I have multiple rooms I rent.
Right.
Why is your office a hidden brick wall? You can't even see when it
Because
closes.
it's cool.
It is cool.
I like it.
I didn't see it the first day.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a really cool wall.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys have been dating 3 months.
I'm going to say 4.
Okay, 4 months. Are your encounters just the two of you, or have you brought in a third?
No, so far just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Not yet.
It's getting closer.
It is. We almost had something this week, and then
Yeah.
Really?
and then we've been busy and active with each other.
It's, we're
It's not like a necessarily need, but it's like, yeah, let's do that.
Maybe
Well,
down the line when it starts.
I heard you need to get the sex swing back up, the yoga swing.
Yeah, I have to put it back up.
Yeah, he's put
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah, you need to get after that, sir.
I took it down. It's easy to put up and put down.
Yeah,
but
it's very easy.
if it's just me there, people ask questions like I don't do yoga. So I just put it in the basket right there. The
Yeah,
cleaning
it's-
people are like,
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
yeah.
Now, does your son still live at the house?
Yeah.
How's he accepting everything?
Well, he's week on, week off, so there's not a lot of overlap. He's a teenager now. He's in that sort of stage. He'll be heading off to college soon.
He never comes out of his bedroom playing the video games.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
Yeah.
Since I've known you, I think I've had 2 conversations with your child.
Yeah, he lives in the metaverse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sure does.
Yeah.
But
And so he's writing all these college essays and they're talking about his identity. And I was like, everyone that talks about you says your identity is video games and in the metaverse. Why are you not writing about that?
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, is the girl in the wild that I wish was on Seeking. She's the college essay writer. You're like, your son's going to be working with this lady over here. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm going to start applying to college.
So, Vivian, is there any jealousy involved here? As
With what?
Kevin still has a wandering eye?
It's a good question. Yes and no. I think if there's a healthy level of like a little tinge of like, oh, and then it just logically, I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
It's not very overwhelming. No. And like I said, I'm very accepting and I understand, I think that how, I don't know, men and women operate to a certain extent. I just don't judge you guys for having those urges and those eyes and anything. I embrace it and I celebrate it and think, can I join or be involved in it versus judging you, making you feel bad about that. Because like I said before, I've worked at a lot of establishments where I saw very happy and very healthy relationships and very attractive people. And I've seen a lot of the men still have that wandering eye or still hit on people. And it's almost like an urge, or like with me, with people that I work with, it's like they can't control themselves. And you know they're still decent human beings and they love their kids or they love their wife. But I haven't really met any man, to be honest, that has been, oh, they don't have that as an option or they don't want to have that. They're just always suppressing it. And I don't know if I agree. Oh, I definitely don't agree. I don't agree that that's a good way to live your life. And I wouldn't want the person that I'm in a relationship with to live their life that way either.
Well, I even had an incident this morning when Alejandra, we were on the way to the gym. She had to go to the late session yesterday because she didn't have time because of school, and I think she slept in actually. But anyway, story goes, she went to like the 6:30 at night session, and I've never been in the afternoon. I do the morning ones. So she's telling me about it, and I go, "Oh, how many people are in your class?" She goes, 8. And I'm like, "Oh, how are the girls there?" She's like, "You don't need to book the 6:30 one."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Why? No, don't. No, it's bad. No, you don't need to book that one.
It was just a bunch of ugly cows.
Totally. Oh,
You're
gosh.
not going to want to go then.
Apparently, the 6:30 session is worth checking out.
Well, the thing is, my quote unquote wandering eye is we share the same taste in women.
Yeah.
Like when we both see a certain woman, we're like, oh, hey, hold up a second, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, you have to see this girl. In fact, I showed her to you.
Yeah, you did. He got home and was like, look at this.
Yeah,
Look
check
at this
this out.
girl that walked in. Oh, so I have a question. So for both of you gentlemen, same question to you. What about jealousy on your end, Marcus?
You know what's funny is,
Like, do you get jealous with people with Alejandro?
I don't mind when she goes out on meet and greets. It's the second date I get worried about.
Okay. Okay.
You know, because homie knows what happens on the second date.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That one I get a little bit concerned about.
Okay.
I don't know. We've talked about it enough that, and it's still tough. It's still tough on my part. It's still tough on her part, is to share details.
Mm-hmm.
But when we do, we both feel relieved and we both kind of like, okay, and understand the dynamic.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I think when you try to fill in the blanks with your own imagination and what you think is going on, that's tougher.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
would
Kev?
just rather know. And she would too.
Yeah.
I think of everybody who's going to have some, but like I mentioned in the prior podcast, like to be in dating you is already difficult, right? Because you walk down the street and there's 100 cocks for sale. Hey, do you want cock? I'm selling dick over here. Hey, look, do you need, I'm selling it everywhere
Well,
you go.
and she has her pick. I mean,
Yeah, she has her pick,
she
but
could
it's,
give
but
somebody
it's
the time of
far,
day
she's,
if she wanted to.
far more approachable for some reason than most girls. Like we were in DC. I lived in DC for years. If you're running up the escalator to get to the subway and the train's about to leave, they're not fucking stopping for you. Even if you're sprinting, they're not stopping for you. So she and I go up the escalator, and the guy's just about to close the doors and bolt like they do. They see her, and he's like, oh, are you riding this train? Hold on. Stops the train, opens the door. We get on. I was like, this never happens. So then we're on the train, and we're riding, and I was like, okay, this is the subway. This is how you would know where you're going. And I'm pointing at the map. The guy opens the door.
Like the driver.
The train is going. The driver opens the door. He's like, do you guys need help with the map? DC and customer service, there's fucking none of it. But that happens all the time. Like, I don't know if you know this, but there is some dick over here if you want it. Right? So you have to be pretty.
You know, even this morning when I was working out with Alejandra, the coaches kept coming up to her more than normal. Of course, she doesn't work out in my session. She's just started because she moved to the area. And as we're going home, I'm like, wow, well, they sure were paying a lot of attention to. And she's like, what do you mean? He just said a couple. I was like, trust me.
Yeah.
I've seen how this normally works. That's not normal.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are
Totally.
definitely paying a lot of attention to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to, I mean, you know, you're with me for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm not confident in that, But
It's true.
then there's also that, like, I think you share the same thing. There's this fatalistic thing where it's like, well, if I'm not the person, then I'm not going to be someone to hold you back to something that you would want to do. I'm not saying I wouldn't be disappointed about it,
Right.
but
You cannot force chemistry.
you can't.
I have more
You cannot force
questions.
it.
Go ahead.
No.
Have you been mistaken for her father?
No.
No.
You
No.
know what? Yeah, you guys mesh pretty well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because obviously I've talked about it. I have. And
Yeah. I've been mistaken for her boss.
yeah.
Well, before you got in, we were talking about how to deal with people that we work with together that like hit on me, or that like when we were in Hawaii, I walked by and that one guy was like, look at that. And
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I do look at that.
Yeah. If
That's
you
mine.
knew what I knew.
If you knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind other guys thinking that my girl's hot.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Right.
That's kind of why I have her.
Right. That's
Oh,
true.
dear God. That's
Why I have her.
You just objectified Alejandra.
And
I
she
mean,
loves it.
She likes that.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. She
Yeah.
knows
She
it.
is inside and out.
So, well, that's good.
Yeah. It's been super interesting, don't you think?
It's
I just-
very interesting.
Yeah.
I just want to watch how this goes because I've seen, unfortunately, when workplace romances don't
Yeah.
work out, and it's just tragic.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, knowing Vivian, knowing Kevin, as long as I have now.
I don't know, man. It's been okay so
Yeah.
far. And I know he is my boss, but there's the dynamic. There's kind of teams and departments, if you will. And now that I am a little more familiar with the operations and how things flow, I don't need to be as directly involved with him, and he doesn't have to be as directly involved with me with, telling what to do or not in that setting. So I can kind of go off and do my own thing.
Like her work doesn't come from me. It comes from my clients.
So, Vivian, is there any advancement opportunities?
Well, there's always interviews,
I
and we
mean,
know how those go.
Yeah, we have some playtime interviews.
Yeah. About every 2 weeks, there's an interview.
There's a little job evaluation
Yep.
Yeah.
going
Yep.
on.
Yep. It's a performance review.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Vivian, remind us how old you are.
34.
And you've never had children?
No.
Can you have children?
Yes. I
Do
think so.
you-
I mean, to be honest, I don't know.
Do you want children?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Your record showed otherwise?
about
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
think we've ever talked about it, but
Yeah.
I was just wondering, like, if you guys continue and you became serious and she wanted a
Right.
baby, how would that
Would that be a
work?
concern? No, it wouldn't be. I mean, I've never had the urge to. For many years, I was like, no. I'd say a few times in my life, I've been like open to it. Or I'm like, oh, maybe. And then I'm like, no, no, I don't think that's necessary.
I hope the baby likes to travel.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
So, Lily, what's going on in your world? Same old, same old?
I am actually leaving right after the podcast to head home. 3-hour drive. That's why I'm dressed very comfortably.
It's a cute outfit, though, right?
Yeah.
It's really cute.
I'm taking Trucker to my small town for
Wait,
the
he's
first.
going with
Wow.
you?
Yes. He's going with me.
Oh, my gosh. And he's never been there.
No.
So, you are taking a man to a place that you have a lot of history with.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is big.
This
This is
big.
huge.
So are you guys exclusive?
Yes, and this could probably make it or break it. I do not know what he's going to think of my small town.
You know what?
I think he'll be
Trucker's
fine.
a good old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Why would you think he would have any other opinion but, hey, this is small town. This is how it is.
Well, he's going to see my home, and
Yep.
he's already met my family for the most part, but it's my
yeah,
son-in-law's
that's
birthday, and we're going to a brewery, and yeah.
I think you guys will get hitched.
Oh.
It's a truck joke.
I don't know about that.
Kevin, it came out a few weeks ago, but when I said we were number one in Finland, and
Yeah.
the guy was like, why? And you go, I don't know the word Finnish.
So stupid.
I was like,
Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah.
almost fell out of my seat.
Yeah, I listened to that one today.
How's your ratings in Australia?
Australia, they're all strong everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
That's apparently we're going there a lot.
We're going to be
Next-
going there. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh, what part? I love Australia.
Australia, New Zealand, our
Not
ratings are
sure.
very
Sounds
strong
like
down
Sydney.
Sydney's nice.
Yeah, never been.
Go to the Opera House.
That's what I told her last night. I said, man, you and I are going to share this moment. We are both going to look at the Sydney Opera House together and say,
Cool.
it looks smaller than in the pictures. 'Cause that's what everybody seems to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be going there.
Let's see.
Go to Perth if you can.
I think that's one of the.
Perth is on the list too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we were 54th in Australia.
All right. Well, let's
Not too
pull those
bad.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to start
We talked about starting our own podcast there.
Yeah. Kevin, what's your name?
Vivian.
Down Under.
Down Under.
It's a complimentary podcast.
Yeah. Secrets of Sugar Daddy, Down Under.
Yeah. Everything's opposite there. The girls pay the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then New Zealand, we were recently 55th, so
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd really want to visit New Zealand.
Me too. I didn't
Oh
get
my
to go
God.
there.
I've been there. It's
Gosh,
amazing.
we talked about it. We were so close.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. I went there a few years ago for 2 weeks by myself. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah.
So I guess we're going to eagerly await Lily's trip to her small town to,
How long are you gonna be
find
there?
out what's going on.
We're leaving today. We'll come back Sunday. Yeah.
Is he from a small town or a city?
He is from Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
He's from a small area.
I think
town,
so.
yeah.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
He was also in a cult.
Oh, what
Really?
kind?
Yeah. I don't know, but they followed this dude who did like faith healing and stuff.
Do they do anything with snakes?
I will check.
Check that. That's not mine, but that's similar.
I
Where
don't
they follow.
know if they did, but they were so serious about it. They took their whole flock and all moved to Israel.
Yeah, they do that.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't go, apparently.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did
As
go
a
to Israel.
child.
Are you serious?
His parents took him all to
When did
Israel.
he get out?
Wow.
And they lived on the beach in a hotel. I don't know.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
A hotel in
he's-
Tel Aviv? That sounds good, right on the
well,
shore.
Yeah, he said it was great. He loved it. But
I wonder how old he was
But
when,
the
when
cult
they did
thing, you know, there's a
Don't-
little PTSD from some of
Yeah.
the stuff he saw in there.
It's pretty good, right?
His mom was one of the leaders, and she dared to leave for a while and come back to the States. And when she got back, some other chicks had taken power, and they beat the hell out of her or something. I don't know.
that? Really?
Like he
What?
saw his mom being beaten, and I was like, "Did you ever get beaten?" He's like, I was good all the time. I
Yeah.
was not going to break any rules. I married the girl they told me to marry. I had kids with her. I did as I was told. I was not
So
gonna.
he kind of had an arranged marriage,
Yeah,
basically?
yeah.
Mm.
His
Seeking arrangements.
Yeah,
It's a different version of it.
yeah. He tells me some crazy stories. I just don't remember all the details.
Does he talk in his sleep?
No.
All right. No, he doesn't give anything away.
Does Vivian talk in her sleep?
No.
I know, Lily, you're a cuddler. Is
Oh.
Trucker good with that?
Yes. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah? Vivian?
We're
cuddling?
very
Or no?
compatible.
You're not a cuddler, are
No,
you?
I
No,
am.
she
But
is.
apparently, Kev was never a color.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
a get off me, it's hot guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, I'm going to count more than 10 times I've fallen asleep
Yeah.
with her on my arm and me
Yeah.
just laying back and I'm sleeping.
Sometimes you just get the right one where you're like, okay, I can do this.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that
He's
doesn't
like,
happen either.
he'll wake up and be like, just so you know, I never fall asleep holding someone.
Ever.
And I always do it with you. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
It's weird. I'm going with it.
Yeah. Truckers much.
He
The
cuddles too?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're double cuddles.
Yeah. We do big spoon, little spoon, big spoon. We
Yeah.
do all the things,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
all the cuddling. Of course, you know, good old Lily's having a lot of hot flashes these days.
You're
She'll
supposed
be
to
like,
be past that.
get off of me
Oh, yeah.
and let me cool off. And then, okay, now snuggle me some more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would I be past that?
Well, I thought hot flashes were like in the late 40s or early. Well, I guess, yeah, you're still in the 50s.
You know, they've come and gone. I
Yeah.
had them early on, like right after my hysterectomy, but then they stopped. But now they're back with a vengeance. So I'm gonna go to the HRT doctor while I'm in my small town.
Are you vaccinated?
No.
That's so funny. I say that to everybody for everything. They're like, "Oh, I stubbed my toe and it's bleeding." I'm like, "Are you vaccinated?" Just I don't
As if it matters.
whether there's no matter or whatever. Just to put that out there. And they're like, "Why? Do you think there's something?" I'm like, "No, I'm just asking." But what do you think? Is Marcus a cuddler?
Yeah.
Marcus likes to sleep alone.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoy my
Me too.
alone sleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
But with Alejandra, I don't mind cuddling. It's
Yeah.
like I just don't mind. He's a great cuddler.
yeah,
Some people just fit.
yeah.
And then some people you're just like, I'm hot.
Yeah.
Can you just go to your
Yeah.
side,
It's
right?
intrusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
I've seen you guys together on more than one occasion. You're all over each other. You know, you're touching and you're wrapped
Yeah.
around each other and sitting on each other and whatnot. So I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Even on like one of the first dates, she was all over you.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
a good girl.
She's definitely a
Public affection kind of girl.
very
Yeah.
affectionate.
Lots of
Hear
PDA.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say, anytime someone says something, but they do like teeth breathing before it,
I know.
and it's
right?
like she's
where do I go with that? Yeah, I know. So as we're coming to the end, have you guys done the survey for our good friend Maria Scaptura?
I have not.
Okay, you need to go to our website. It's
All
a
right.
little 2-minute survey. Just
Yep.
click on survey. And it's all about sugar dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's doing a research for her PhD. She's at the University of Arkansas now.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually paid us some money to promote this. So please,
Oh, cool.
please help her get her money's worth. And then there's this option too, if you have time, and I'd encourage you to do it because then we get great statistics out of this, hopefully, where we'll find out even deeper
Yeah.
where you can do like a phone interview. And it's anonymous, it's unrecorded. Anyway, she's been doing it for a couple of years. So.
All right.
Okay.
So I encourage you guys to go to our website, click on the link. It's very quick and easy. And I mean, you guys are listeners too.
She's going to be like Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs. She's got all the sugar daddies figured out psychologically now.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting, I mean, it's approved by the university and everything.
Oh,
So
that's
it's,
cool.
it'd be a very interesting paper or whatever she puts out on it. I'm anxious to see how it turns out.
You,
But
you should have her on.
yeah,
Yeah.
really, I
Yeah.
really should. Yeah.
She should apply. She should work for ASU.
Hey, Viv, have you heard from Kimmy lately?
I have not too long ago. She was when
She was in
Hawaii.
Europe with Dr.
Yeah.
Charles, I found out.
Wow.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't talked to her since then. No, I've talked to her to Hawaii and right after Hawaii when she went on that.
Yeah.
I
cleanse
saw
and
where
whatnot.
Dr. Charles says he was in Europe with 4 girls.
Yeah, and one of them was Kimmy
How funny.
and her roommate.
I did not know this.
Yes. And
Awesome.
then a girl that we met who lives in Georgia now, I think. But we met her out in San Diego with Dr. Charles. And then there was 2 girls I didn't recognize. Yeah, he took like 5 girls to Europe. So
Wow.
we're going to be
Yeah.
anxiously awaiting to talk to Dr. Charles about
Yeah.
this.
He's coming to your event, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Matter of
and
fact,
he wants to come
he
on the
wants to come on
show
the
show.
and talk
He's-
about his shenanigans.
Yeah.
My gosh.
You should set up a confessional booth.
Yeah. Well,
Talk to Dr. Charles.
I actually bought some microphones, so hopefully, because I don't know that we're going to be able to take recording equipment in the concert.
Oh, yeah.
But I can get a couple microphones in there just for my phone and
Yeah.
do interviews. Hopefully,
That's a good
Hilarious.
idea. We should do it to the pre-party. We should do
yeah,
like confessionals or,
at
break
the
offs.
pre-
Yeah.
At the pre-party, we
Yeah.
can do it. Yeah,
We can interview
we'll
everyone.
figure it out. But we're gonna have lots of people from all over the country coming to my house
Yeah.
to the party, and so
You're
we
a
wanna,
genius.
We want to get.
Do we have wait real
I'm
quick?
a
just-
genius because I got you an event coordinator.
You did.
That's
Oh, that's
me.
right.
Yeah.
But this is like
Yeah.
Wedding Crashers, where he's doing the funerals now. He's like, this guy's onto a whole nother
Right,
thing.
right.
You're leading the way.
Yeah.
Follow-up question: Do we have a candidate for who you're flying out, Kev?
Oh yeah.
Did we pick her?
We've got a couple that we've identified.
Do we get a view? Do I get?
I was going to say, you get to pick.
Do I get a pick?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I'll throw some at you guys, and it's going to be unanimous, I promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she live near a major international airport?
Yeah, Newark.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Newark.
Newark. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to thank Pod Populi for providing this studio for us. It's great, isn't it, Vivian? It's
beautiful.
I love recording
Delightful.
here.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the view is always fantastic, and this part of town is
Yeah.
fantastic.
You guys missed a busty blonde. Well, you probably didn't
I
miss
saw
her.
I
it.
did.
Yeah.
miss
I
her.
saw.
Did you
her.
see her?
Yeah.
I didn't miss anything.
There's
Only Kevin missed the busty blonde.
Dang.
I missed nada. They've got a nice little big window here so we can see to the outside. We're using the front studio today, but they also have a really cool back studio. It's got some cozy chairs that we like to
I want to
record
be in
in.
that one time.
I know, right?
Next time.
Okay.
All right. If you want to share your crazy sugar dating stories, go to our website, secretsofasugardate.com, and do not wait any longer to sign up for the party. We are running out of time. Matter of fact, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be just a few weeks away. Crazy. It's coming up fast.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. All right. Until next time.
All right,
Thanks,
gang.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.